Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Caitlin, your favorite Mission girl. I'm sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I've done any sort of update video. I know the lighting is still whacked. However, good news is I might try recording this on a different computer for my next update because y'all, I got a new laptop, so I am heading to Florida, you guys know, in less than a month. So yesterday, March 26th, oh, that kind of helps, marked 30 days, so 1 month, till I check in at Flamingo Crossing Village for my Disney College program. So that is kind of insane. I think I mentioned this a few vlogs ago. So I applied so I'm just rehashing this for you guys. I applied for the Disney College program on September 14th when applications opened, which is, by the way, is my mom's birthday. And then I found out October 4th, and again, I think my story about that day is very funny because I went and had an eye doctor's appointment and I got new glasses, and I made the comment my glasses had to be Disney approved glasses, and I also brought materials to make more Minnie Mouse ears, and I'm shifting again, you guys, simply, none of this is working, so I'm really sorry, so shifting back, sorry guys. So that was kind of funny that I got Disney approved glasses and I got stuff to make Minnie Mouse ears, and then I came home and got lunch and there was an email saying I'd been accepted and I paid the fees the same day. And yeah, and at that time when October 4th happened, it seemed so far away. Like April 25th, the day I check in, just seemed so far away because again it was October, it's April, it was like months and months and months away, and I'm just sitting there going, I've got plenty of time. And then Christmas happened, which FYI I posted on Instagram. It was this past Christmas is the first Christmas where I did not ask for a Disney vacation or a trip to the Disney store for Christmas because one, Disney stores, there are no more Disney stores in Michigan, and two, I am going to Disney, so I didn't need to ask for it this year. So it was so kind of surreal, and it didn't hit me till that night that I didn't ask for anything to do with Disney this year because I already got what I wanted. But then like January came, and all of a sudden it like hit me in January that, oh my gosh, in like 3 or 4 months, I'm leaving for Florida. Like 100 days came and it hit me, and I'm like, oh my god, I have 100 days to get like ready to go to Florida. So, and now it's like, no longer, it's not like, oh my gosh, I have all this time anymore. Now it's like, oh, I literally have 29 days till I check in. I have 26 days till I actually leave the state of Michigan. So 26 days. So I mentioned this before, kind of rehashing. I will go over this again. My aunt, as of right now, my Aunt Chris, who is like one of my favorite people in the entire world. I think we have very similar personalities, actually. She is the one who has graciously volunteered to take me down to Florida. We are driving down. I know people are like, wait, that's insane. I was on GroupMe and I was talking with other people who are driving down, and I mentioned that I'm coming down from Michigan and it's like just under a 20-hour drive. So theoretically, you can drive from Midland, Michigan to Orlando, Florida to Disney World within 1 day. Don't recommend it, but you can theoretically do it. We're spreading our trip out. We leave the 22nd, where we are going to be in Florida on the 24th. So we're spreading the trip is going to take us 3 days. I'm actually excited because we're going to stop at my aunt's house. She's from Kentucky, so my aunt is coming up from Kentucky to Michigan to get me, and then we are driving down to Florida, and then she has to drive back home to Kentucky. But she has done this before. She does this a lot apparently. So I'm excited. And as part of the trip, I get to go stop at her house in Kentucky, and I get to see her dog. My aunt has a husky, and I'm super, super, super excited. He looks so cute and adorable. And I might see a couple of my cousins whom I haven't seen in a while. Well, I saw Kai last summer, so I got to see Kai this last year, so that was nice. But I'm hopefully maybe I might get to see Leah, my other cousin. So I actually haven't been to Kentucky since I was 8. So I'm actually really excited just if we're stopping for a couple hours at our house to pick up some stuff. I'm still really excited that I get to see Kentucky. My aunt is being a total champion. She told me I am not allowed to worry about any of the hotels or any of that. My aunt is arranging all of it. She's already booked us into a really, I don't even want to call it a resort, but she booked us into a really nice place to stay while we're in Florida, which is funny because I'm only going to stay there for one night and then I'm moving into my apartment the next day. But it's really, she's awesome. My Aunt Chris is amazing. It takes a load off my shoulder. And she's doing this all while she's recovering from ankle surgery. So it's like, oh my gosh, my aunt is a trooper. So, well, it makes sense. She was in the military. So I'm super excited that, and this is my first, actually, this is my third road trip. So I've talked about this before. This will only be my fourth time leaving the state of Michigan. I have previously left it. I left it when I was 5 years old. I went to SeaWorld with I think my grandma and one of my aunts, I got to go to see, there was a SeaWorld in Columbus, Ohio, and they took me down there for like a day. I think it was literally like a 2-day trip. Like we drove down, stayed in a motel, and then we went to SeaWorld the next day and then just drove right back home. I remember it because I remember my parents picking me up in the parking lot of a bar. And then when I was 8, we went, my grandma had moved to Kentucky, and then that summer, my Aunt Holly, who was also the one who took me down to SeaWorld, I went down with her to Kentucky to visit my aunt, my cousin Jessie, my grandma Sharon, and my uncle Robert. I was supposed to be there for almost a month, but a hurricane cut it short, so that was my second road trip. That one I kind of remember a little bit more because I think I was vaguely disappointed because I had been told Kentucky, bluegrass state. I'm like, yay! I was actually very disappointed when I got down there and the grass was not blue. Like I was expecting blue grass. I was 8, but it was really fun. I actually remember it. It's actually one of my, I want to say it's the only real vacation I ever, yeah, it was the only vacation, quote unquote vacation I've ever had. Everything else has been kind of staycations because I stayed with my aunt and we went and did a bunch of stuff. And one of the things we did is we went to Santa Claus, Indiana, and we went to Holiday World. And it was my second time in an amusement park because the first time I was too young to remember. And it was the first time I rode a roller coaster because my aunts tricked me into going on the roller coaster. And I got back at them when we went to the water park and I kept disappearing on them in the wave pool. So, yes, I'm a little mischievous. So this will be my second road trip, my third road trip, and it's also going to be my longest road trip. It's one of the reasons my brother, I love my mom. My mom has gotten more accepting of it. She's actually, I think, getting a little bit excited that I'm going to Florida. My dad is still, my brother, I think if it weren't for the fact that Florida is such a long drive, like, I'm excited about the road trip. I love doing stuff like this. I love going on road trips. I love traveling. My mom, my dad, and my brother, not so much. My dad likes traveling, but he likes staying within like the state because in Michigan, it doesn't really take that long to get anywhere. Like Mackinac Island, to get to Mackinac City from Midland, it's literally like barely a 2-hour drive. Like when we go to, it's basically, it takes us the same amount of time pretty much to get from Midland to Mackinac City that it does to get us to Muskegon. So we're kind of in a nice, almost centrally located spot in the state where it doesn't take us very long to get anywhere. Like literally most places are like a 1 or 2 hour drive away from us. So he kind of likes that because we're not on the road for very long and we're always stopping. So my parents kind of like that. So my parents' idea of a road trip is literally driving from Midland to like St. Ignace or to Marquette, which again, that is something that can be done in a day. It's like a 5-hour drive, but we've done it. But to drive from here to Florida is not something my parents or my brother would be very big fans of. My mom would probably fly. My mom likes flying. I have never flown before, so that's why we're driving. Plus, there's a lot of stuff, so I'm driving down. It makes more sense for us than to pay who knows how much money because literally flying would probably be faster, but it'd probably also be more expensive. So we're just driving down. But my brother and my dad and my mom especially are not big fans of long road trips. So I don't think so they're not planning on coming down to visit me, which makes me sad, but at the same time I'm okay with because one, I said this before, my mom is not a big fan of Disney. Like literally her favorite Disney property is Winnie the Pooh. And if she could meet Eeyore, if I could tell her, I guarantee that you will get to meet Eeyore while you're in Disney, then she probably would come. The sun is playing havoc with my lady. I'm sorry. But I can't guarantee that she will meet Eeyore right now because of the COVID restrictions. So I can't guarantee that she will meet Eeyore, so I can't get her down to Disney. But if I could promise her that she will 100% get to meet Eeyore and hug him and just freak out over him, then she would probably come to Disney. But I can't guarantee that right now. So she doesn't like Disney, like I said, so she doesn't really see a point. She doesn't like big crowds. She doesn't really like any. She's not really a big fan of stuff like this. So honestly, a visit to Disney just really wouldn't do anything for her. My dad, he was the one who always told me when I was younger he would take me to Disney. However, with my dad, as I got older, like when I was younger, we would go to Disney, we'd go to the parks and hang out because he knew I would have a blast. But now that I'm older, as I got older, it was more along the lines that he would go to Disney and he could trust me to go on the rides by myself, and he would mostly just hang back at the hotel and swim at the pool. Like that would be my dad's perfect Disney vacation. Would literally be him at the pool all day at the hotel, like not going to the music, not going to the parks, not going to the water parks, just hanging out at the hotel pool and maybe going to Disney Springs and getting some chicken from Chicken Guys. Like that is literally my dad's perfect Disney vacation. But he has a bad back, so he can't do long car rides. So I don't even think he's coming down with me to help me move. So, yeah, I think it's my aunt and her friend. And then my brother, he's interested in Disney, but at the same time, he's like, he also doesn't really do road trips. He doesn't like being in the car for long periods of time. So, I understand. It makes me, again, yeah, it makes me sad that my parents and my brother won't be coming down to visit me. But at the same time, I understand it because this is not something for them. They wouldn't really get a lot of enjoyment out of going down to Florida, out of going to Disney. They enjoy going up to Mackinac. They are more like they would rather go up to Mackinac City, Mackinac Island. That for them is enough. Where for me, it's fun, but I want to do something crazy once in a while. So this is my crazy adventure. So yeah, it's gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad that I'm not gonna see them, but at the same time, I accept it. And my mom got me a new laptop, so I will be able to call them and chat with them and check in on them. I know my mom will probably check in on me because yes, I am 34 years old. Yes, I am an adult daughter, and yes, I am starting to get things into place so I can move next year and get my own place. But she is still my mother and she still worries about me because I am not like everybody else. I have a different view of the world. I have a vastly different personality and I know at times I am very immature for my age. I act like a child, but I am able to live independently, but that just worries my mom. So I understand she's worried. Yeah, so some DCP updates, you guys. I did get my housing in. I did that a couple weeks ago. I opted into gender neutral housing. So I think I mentioned that before. So there's a chance I might be rooming with some guys, which is okay with me. I think it might raise some eyebrows with my parents because they have always been, they don't want me, they've kind of been uncomfortable at the idea of me living with boys. When I went to Northern, the dorm I stayed at, which was the 21 and over dorm, that was a co-ed dorm. My roommate was a girl, but there were also guys living there, and I think they were okay with that. So I think they will be fine with this because it is very much a dorm setup. So the guys might just share the apartment with me, but that doesn't mean I'm sharing a room with them. So I think they'll be okay with it. I hope they are because I want to grow up. I want to kind of like spread my wings a little bit. I mean, I am 34 and I haven't dated in a couple years. We'll see. Well, I'm not going there for a boyfriend. I'm just, like I said, I want to grow. I want to try new things, and sharing a co-ed apartment would be trying definitely a new thing for me. Pepsi. I have to get used to, this is something I have to get used to while I'm down at Disney. Disney doesn't have Pepsi. They have a partnership with Coke instead. I am not used to drinking Coke products all the time. Pepsi is definitely a little bit more common here in Michigan. I think that's because we actually have a Pepsi factory in the state. I mean, we have Coke here. It's just that, and I have drunk Coke in the past. It's just that I am so used to drinking Pepsi more than Coke. So that's something I'm going to definitely have to adjust to, is drinking Coke more than Pepsi. There's going to be a lot of things I'm going to have to adjust to. Like, definitely the bus system. I've seen a lot of the kids in the group me talking about how they hope they're able to bring their cars down because they don't know how they get around. They're not sure about the buses. And I'm like, for me, it'd be no worries. I'm used to not having a car. I just have to get used to a bus system. And I'm sure I can adjust. But I'll be so glad to come back home where I can just bike. I actually have a pile of stuff over here that you guys can't see. So I have stuff over here. I have 3 totes. They're almost filled with clothes for Florida. And then I have a gigantic pile of stuff over here that I need to start packing. So I have been shopping like crazy. And my mom, I mentioned how protective my mom can be. One of the reasons I wanted to do Disney is because I wanted to live completely independently. I wanted to cover all my expenses. I wanted to pay for everything. I didn't want my parents to help me at all. My parents helped cover my cost of living when I was in Marquette. They did a little bit of it when I was in Mackinac for the first 3 weeks. And then when I did it for a few months the second time, my dad gave me cash. They sent me stuff to help. And that was like the first time I kind of lived semi-independently. But my goal for Disney was I wanted to live independently on my own because I am planning to hopefully have a full-time job and be moved out of this apartment and have my own place. By March of next year, I want to be living on my own. It's one of the reasons why I'm choosing not to extend my Disney program already, because I want to come home. I want to finish my last 2 classes. I want to get a full-time job, and I want to move out. I want my own apartment. And I found a couple places already that look really nice. So I'm hopefully will be able to get into a new place by next spring of my own. So I wanted to live financially independent of my parents so that I could figure out how to budget, because I'm going to need to pay rent and I'm going to need to pay cable and internet. Well, just internet. I'm not getting cable. I'm not getting a phone line. So really my expenses would be my rent, internet, car insurance, electricity, probably my health insurance. So that's stuff I need to like figure out. So I was going to do that. And then my mom found out this, and she works at Walmart. She gets Walmart Plus for free, which is their subscription service. And so she signed up for Walmart. And so she was talking to one of the women she worked with, and the woman pointed out, with your daughter in Florida, my mom can go online, locate the Walmart nearest to where I'm staying. That's a Walmart in Winter Garden. Order groceries online from that Walmart, and they will deliver those groceries to me. And because it's Walmart Plus, delivery is free. So what did my mom do? She signed up for her free Walmart Plus membership, and she has said that she will be buying pretty much all my groceries while I'm down in Florida because she can have them delivered to my place. And I'm like, well, there goes me trying to live independently because my mom's just, it's funny and it will help me because that's more money I can save and do fun stuff with. But it's just kind of funny because originally this was very much my mom was on board of me living independently and financially supporting myself. And now it's like, I'm going to cover your groceries. Don't worry. I'm going to get your groceries. And I'm like, but the plan, financially, okay, whatever. I also have to get renter's insurance. Oddly enough, my mom, I don't think we have renter's insurance, but my mom wants me to get renter's insurance for Florida. And so I'm like, okay, I'll get renter's insurance. So I gotta wait to get my housing, to get the lease and stuff so I can look up housing. Other big DCP update is I got my role. So for those of you who aren't sure about Disney lingo, Disney has their own kind of lingo when it comes to working for them. So I'm not a Disney employee, I'm a cast member. When I go to work, I am on stage. So when I'm actually at my job, my job is my role. When I'm at my role and I'm out in front of the public, and doing my work, I'm actually considered on stage. And when I'm not in front of the public, I am backstage. So my role for Disney is I will be doing sales. That's all I know. So rules for April 25th came out last Tuesday, and unless you were working at Magic Kingdom, you didn't get the general location of your role. So basically you get your role, and then right before you leave, they tell you where exactly you'll be working, except for Magic Kingdom, because apparently cast members at Magic Kingdom get paid a little bit more. So the ones who were assigned to Magic Kingdom, they had MK and then their role. So if they were sales, it would be MK sales, meaning they worked sales at Magic Kingdom. They just don't have their exact location. For me, I didn't have Magic Kingdom, so that means I'm not going to be assigned to any location currently in the Magic Kingdom park. But that means I could be assigned to Hollywood Studios, to Animal Kingdom to Epcot to Disney Springs to one of the resorts. I could be assigned to selling tickets, being at a vendor cart, selling like balloons, souvenirs. I could be assigned to a store in the park. I could be assigned to a store at the resort. I could even maybe be assigned to a store at Typhoon Lagoon. So I literally could be assigned any sales type position in any location other than Magic Kingdom. So that makes it kind of nerve wracking, but at the same time, sales is something I do. I've worked in retail most of my life, so I'm okay with that. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve because the sales is going to be different. Sales is actually also one of the most easiest shifts to pick up mostly because once you learn how to work in like World of Disney, it's essentially the same as working at like the Emporium and Magic Kingdom. The only difference is costume. I think the only rule where it's different is working at Galaxy's Edge, working on Batuu. Because Batuu is the immersive part of the park, Batuu, there's supposed to be a disconnect where you are. So when you're at Galaxy's Edge, when you're on Batuu, you're not supposed to feel like you're literally still on Earth. You're not supposed to feel like you're at a Disney park. So the training at Galaxy's Edge is going to be different from training in the rest of the park because there's a certain way to speak. There's certain things you have to say. So if you don't have that training, you can't really pick up a shift in Galaxy's Edge. So I think that's the only place where the sales training is different because of the immersive environment of Batuu. And I think I've mentioned this before. I would love to work at Galaxy's Edge. If I have to work in one of the parks, I would very much love to work on Batuu. I'd love to do something there because I am such a huge Star Wars fan. Also, I would actually like to work in the gift shop. They're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy, the new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster is going to have a gift shop attached, of course. So that would actually be probably a really fun place to work. But I think Batuu would be even funner because I can check out 5 costumes at a time for my role. And I like the costumes on Batuu because they're so different. And also, since I am such a big Star Wars fan, I already know a little bit of the lingo. There's Bright Suns, to the spires, rising moons, will this be with paper, plastic credits, younglings? So I actually have a traveler's guide to Batuu. So I picked up some of the lingo and I know how it says stuff. So I'd love to work in Batuu. But if I can't work in Galaxy's Edge, I'm hoping that I do get a role at one of the resorts or Disney Springs simply because of my anxiety issues and the anxiety related to my dyscalculia. I think I would do better in a less chaotic environment, and Disney Springs and the resorts even during the summer can be less chaotic than the parks. But it is what it is. I will take it and run with it. So I'm excited. I got my role. So apparently starting next week or this week, I guess every week we're going to have an update about our position. So I'm really, really, really excited. So yay, I'm super excited. So I've got my role, my housing I have applied for. I'm starting to gather stuff for Disney. My mom has got all signed up for Walmart Plus. My mom was actually, yesterday we went to Walmart and I tried to get like everything I needed in one haul. I spent over $300. And so my thing is even though I know my mom can order me stuff and have it sent to me, I am such a worrywart that I like to be. It's so weird thinking of my personality, how I'm like very much a flitterby-digit and I just bounce around and I'm very like go with the flow. But for something like this, I like to be as prepared as much as I can. This is part of the overachiever side of my personality. When it comes to work and school and stuff like this, I want to be as prepared as possible. So like I want to get, I estimate how much toothpaste I need ahead of time, and I get all that toothpaste now instead of having to get it while I'm down there. The same for my hygiene products. I try to get those bought ahead of time so I don't have to buy any while I'm down there. I already have them. I'm just trying to think of stuff that I would much rather have on hand and not have to buy while I'm down there. So it's kind of it can be nerve-wracking a little bit. But it does help. It's one of the reasons I packed my clothes so early was because it does help my anxiety about doing this. Knowing that I have all this stuff in place already, it's one less thing I have to worry about and get anxious. I'm still planning stuff. You know, I talked about how I was going to bring Loungeflies down with me, a bunch of ears down with me, and now that's kind of changed a little bit. I'm actually, because here's the thing, I already know some of the things I'm going to buy. I'm not bringing a spirit jersey down with me. One, because it's Florida and it's going to be ridiculously hot in the summer, which I'm looking forward to. And two, I am planning on getting at least one or two spirit jerseys while I am down there. So why would I bring my own spirit jersey when I'm already planning on buying spirit jerseys? The same for my Loungefly backpacks. Why would I bring one of my very nice Loungefly backpacks when I'm already planning on getting a Loungefly backpack while I'm down there? Now, it isn't to say I won't be taking a mini backpack. I will be taking, where is it? I will be taking my Porg. I can't point with the camera. There it is. I will be taking my Porg backpack with me. I'm just switching out the wallets. My ears, again, I plan on getting quite a few pairs of ears while I'm down there. So I love my ears, and I would love to take take some of my ears down with me, but I'm going to limit myself. Like, I'm going to take the unicorn ears I made. I'm probably going to take definitely for sure I'm taking the unicorn ears. I promised the little girls I would take them down. Probably going to take my jack-o'-lantern ears, and I might take my French ears. Oh, and I have a unicorn horn. I said I was going to take that down. Now I'm debating about it. I might see what everybody else said. So I'm not going to take like bazillion pairs of ears. I think I might take like 3 pairs down. Simply because, again, I know I'm going to be getting a lot of ears. Probably getting like, for myself personally, I'm probably going to get like 4 pairs of ears while I'm down there. I'm estimating. Because I already saw a pair of ears I want, Mickey pretzel ears, and they're doing the Mickey on Main collection, so I'd like to get a pair of ears from that collection, which is also where I'd like to get one of the Loungefly bags from, is from that collection. I also want to try and get a pair of the 50th ears and the 50th Loungefly. I'm not sure how lucky I'm going to be with that, though. So I do have some stuff I want to get planned, like t-shirts. I took more shirts out of the stuff I brought because one of the things I want to do is get a t-shirt from every park in Typhoon Lagoon. So obviously, I'm going to be bringing home a lot of stuff, not just for me. I'm also getting stuff for my brother, my mom, my dad, Ava, Riley, and Brinley. And to help, I kind of have little themes. Like my brother is going to be like anything to do with Stitch or Adventureland. What I really want to find is there's this thing from Disney called the Society of Adventurers and Explorers. No, Society of Explorers and Adventurers, SCA. And he's kind of interested in that, so I kind of want to look for stuff related to that. My dad, I'm just doing Goofy because the last time we went to the Disney store, he saw a Goofy keychain and I thought he was going to get it because he was really interested in it. My mom is going to be, I think I'm just going to get her something from the UK or Ireland because she's very proud of that heritage. Ava is Little Mermaid. She loves Little Mermaid. I'm also going to start her on a pin collection, so I'm going to get her some Little Mermaid stuff and I'm going to get her a pin collection. Riley, she loves Minnie Mouse, so basically if I get her anything with Minnie Mouse, she's going to be happy. Brinley is Riley's new little sister. She's just going to be, I don't know, she might be 10? No. She was just born last month, so March, so April, May, June, July, August, September. She's going to be about 7 months when I get home. So I'm doing Winnie the Pooh for her. And one of the items I found I have to get from Epcot is a little Winnie the Pooh nightlight that I want to get for her. I'm also going to get them the Mickey ear hats, and I want to try and get their names embroidered on them because when I was like little itty bitty, when I was a toddler, my aunt went to Disney, and she came back and she gave me one of the Mickey hats with my name embroidered on the back, and I don't have it anymore. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited I'm going to get an ear hat while I'm down there, is so I can have an ear hat with my name on it again. So that's kind of what I want to do for Ava, Riley, and Brinley. Is my aunt brought back this special memento for me that was destroyed. That I don't remember. I think it got caught in the flooding or something. My mom kept it in the closet, like I had a giant Mickey Mouse and stuff, and there were some issues, and I think it was destroyed, so it got lost. So I want to so I'm glad I'm going to replace it, but I want to do that same thing for Ava, Riley, and Brinley, where I bring them back this magical moment, because I also want them to know that Disney is within their reach somehow. It's just you gotta work for it. So I'm excited. So oh my gosh. So I got all that stuff. Timeline thing will be easier. I am leaving Lawrence this week. So I am leaving my current position with Lawrence. My last job with them will be Tuesday, which will help because I also have my last two classes of the semester. I'm doing a search engine class and I am doing a public relations class. I am loving public relations. It is so much fun. I think I would love to get a public relations job with my I'm getting a marketing degree, but I would love to get a public relations job because I'm having so much fun with it. Um, I'm having so much fun with my public relations class, my search engine class. It's a little confusing to me because it's also an analytics class, but I'm doing my best. Those two classes actually end April 23rd. So my last week of class is the week I'm leaving, and we're leaving the 22nd. So I kind of have to have all my schoolwork done for those two classes by like the 21st at the latest. So I have to really, so that's why I'm glad I'm leaving Lawrence this week because then I will have all this time to like work ahead in my public relations, my PR class, and my search engine class. I don't know how much working ahead I can get done in search engine, but public relations, I can probably get really far ahead on some of the assignments. So, overachiever. So, oh my gosh, this is so long. So, this is a very long, rambling DCP update. So, I'm going to get going because I am going to have some mini corn dogs and nacho cheese or plastic cheese. So, I am gonna get going, you guys. Hopefully soon I will actually do like a not this. I will do like a packing video, like show you guys how I'm packing, how I'm prepping for DCP. It's going to be insane. So I will get going for the day, you guys. I'm sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody. Bye.